Wow. Wow. That's all I can say. Good, beautiful Monday morning. It is. So I'm just laughing because the way things happen and sometimes. It's Monday, June the 12th, 2023. And I am truly blessed to have the energy of Master Jesus here, who gave me a message on Saturday that he said was to be delivered today. It's not a complex message. It's fairly short. And again, I'm looking forward to how it all unfolds. He said to me on Saturday, he said, God always speaks to everyone. And the challenge that you face is that you won't listen because the words of man cover your ears. And I asked him what he meant about that. And he said that we are so caught up in this external world, the world of the humans, of what we know of the senses. We're so caught up in that we've disconnected ourselves from learning to hear the words of God within us. He says it's not a difficult or complex process, and everybody suffers because they have been looking and listening in the wrong places to hear, to see, to know. And I asked him, what's a simple way for people to really get back to hearing the voice of God? And he said, be still. Forget all you know. Forget all you believe. Rest in the stillness. He said it's like being in a waiting room for a doctor or an appointment. You're waiting for the appointment. You go there. He said the stillness is like that. You get to this place inside yourself where this stillness exists. And you sit there and you wait patiently. You cannot be in a hurry. You cannot demand or expect. You simply wait your turn. And I said, well, how long does somebody have to wait? And he said, some people have waited for many, many years. But if the need to hear the voice of God is really important to you, then it's better not to put a time restriction on it. He said, a lot of people try to say, I need to know right now what's going to happen. Tell me now, Lord, they say. And he says, God doesn't work that way. Every detail to every request or every communication, every detail, right? By every detail, he meant everything that exists in all of what we know of as God's creation, that every detail is considered and weighed carefully before he dispenses guidance, wisdom, knowledge to anyone. He says it can come in an instant. It can come in a day. It can come in a year. But once it has been requested, it will come. The question is, are you truly desirous of knowing the very thing you're seeking to understand and know? Are you truly desirous to know the truth of what you wish to know? Whether it be healing or inspiration or simply guidance to know which way to turn or not to turn. He said, it doesn't matter. You must learn to be patient. He said, more oftentimes than not, people who are least impatient, the least impatient are answered the quickest in terms of our time, like the way we measure time as humans. He said, the people who are the least impatient get answered the quickest. The journey is what the journey is. Anyway, he said that to me on Saturday and said I was to bring this up today. So I'm just doing that right now, offering that to each of you, that he is amongst us now, that Master Jesus is in the world now. He's not somewhere else. He's in this physical world. It is well known that he's in the physical world because it was a great momentous movement to try and stop him from arriving, but he's already arrived. You know, this whole global nonsense thing with the attempt to cause women to become infertile, all these actions of man, not of men, of man. And I asked him what's the distinction between when he says man versus men? Those that are in positions of authority that believe that their authority is greater than God's. And he said, they're the ones that I refer to when I speak of man in this context. That those who try to make women infertile and men infertile to try and stop the coming of the Christ have not been able to calculate all the variables that the divine can. There's not one thing that man or men or women can do that are not considered or weighed or measured in every action ever performed by God or any one of his children. That there's not one action that is not observed, measured, and weighed. Not one action of man can transcend the words or actions of God. And again, I've never been a religious man. In fact, 5 or 6 years ago, the idea of communicating with Jesus Christ or being able to hear the word of God or the word of angels or archangels, I would have laughed at anybody who had said I'd be doing that. And again, I'm doing so in a very limited degree relative to others that have been doing this throughout the centuries, throughout the ages of humanity. But it's really important that you learn to open your ears, your inner ears, to hear the guidance you're seeking from the supreme creator of this dimension. There's one God relative to the consciousness of creation, but there is other deities that in a hierarchical structure. We're not going to get into that. But he places a very strong emphasis on our being able to actually listen to what the answers are being given to us. He said it's not difficult to hear if your ears are clear. If your ears are listening to the words of men, then you're going to have some difficulty. If you're literally going to the place into stillness where you can go inside, he calls it the temple. He says the body is the temple of the living God, and that you want to close the doors of the temple, he said. That is your external sight, your external hearing. All your senses need to be put in a state of abeyance so that you can go inside the temple. The temple is not a physical building made by man. It's the divine physical temple made by God, the body that you're in right now. And being able to close all the gates, the eyes, the ears, to pull your attention away from the senses of the world, to go inside into the stillness within you. And in that stillness, if you can become completely still and you can be completely patient, completely open and receptive to receiving what it is you've requested, you will not be denied. You will not be denied at all. And this becomes very important because so many people, he says, are very impatient. So he said, everybody wants to get there in front of everybody else, trying to push people out of the way to get to the answers before the next person. But when you're talking about a consciousness that is all-knowing, all-powerful, and everywhere present, it knows exactly the right way, the right time, the right minute, the right hour for each of us to receive the guidance and information that we need. There is a great change coming, and it's unfolding right before our very eyes. And we're so caught up in the things of this world, we've gotten disconnected from the source of God inside ourselves. And again, I'm kind of flying solo today because I was only asked to deliver this one little message today, that you can learn to hear God communicate with you if you can get yourself into the stillness of the temple. That is, go within your mind, in your body, get the world out of the way, surrender the world. It's what he said. It's a process that yogis and mystics have all gone through to get to that source of life and light within them, the place where all answers, all wisdom, all knowledge, all truth resides. They all go through this process of surrendering. He calls it giving up the world. That's what happens when you surrender your attention from it. You pull yourself away from the world. You go within the temple, which is your body. Your body is the temple of the living God. He said, you want to go inside and be in stillness. Do not let the world tempt you. And I said, what do you mean, don't let the world tempt you? He says, anything tries to distract you or pull you away from the pursuit of communing with that spirit within you, you want to not get caught up in that. He said, that's the world trying to pull you away from your source. Anyway, that's pretty much today's message, like learning to really go inside and listen to the divine inside yourself. It's a beautiful thing to do. It's a really important thing to be able to achieve. And he says it's not that difficult. He says all you gotta do is stop believing that the world is responsible for everything. You don't get everything you need from the world. You get food, you get clothing, you get shelter, you get what the flesh needs, but you do not get what your spirit needs. That you get from God. Or he also says you can get it from the angels, you can get it from the archangels, you can get it from the other masters, those that have fallen into alignment with that divinity within themselves. They can give you that guidance and that information as well. But we're going to focus more on well, interesting, fascinating concept. God is a vibration of those who speak to end global genocide by one free press monopoly selling an addictive narcotic, hell, brothels, terror, and torture. Yes, that's very true, Facebook user. There is a lot of darkness going on the planet today, but there's also a lot of light coming onto the planet. There are a lot of people waking up to that the words of the spirit are greater than the words of man. But thank you for those wonderful considerations. But again, focusing on the anger and rage of things is not going to support the transition you're going to be going into. Good morning, Lawrence says, I've had a funny feeling Jesus would come through. Yeah, he spoke to me on Saturday, and today he just wanted me to deliver this short message. He says, God always speaks, and you won't listen because the words of man cover your ears. That is what our senses, the 5 physical senses, dominate over our relationship to God, and we need to go inside. It's not just going into the churches or the synagogues. The real temple of the living God is within your physical body. It's within you. It's not out in the world. It's not in a brick and mortar building. It's within you. And he says people are always in a hurry to get God to respond to them. And you can't hurry the divine. It carefully and meticulously is aware of all facets of consciousness unfolding. Every event, circumstance is weighed in proper measure in order to identify the best way for you to receive what it is you're requesting, the guidance, the information, the wisdom, the knowledge, the support that you're seeking. And he said, ultimately, the most important thing is to remember your connection, your direct connection to God, or if you want to use the term, your direct connection to Christ. To remember that. He said, above all else, your connection to your source is more important than any human consideration. For you can lose the things of this world, but you can never lose the connection you have to God. But you can certainly be ignorant of it. You can be ignorant of it. And I'm just trying to find out why my one system here is not letting me see comments. Let's see if I go here, search. So I don't know if we're still streaming live on TikTok right now or not, but I'm trying to get the questions up on my screen here. So I'm going to, if you'll just bear with me. Question from Amy on Facebook. I've been feeling Jesus around me a lot, and I'm getting the nudge from him to ask for a message, please. The words I'm getting are to go into the chambers of the heart. Put your head down. Yes, he's also saying, do not misunderstand this as a sign of submissiveness, but a sign of putting the world aside. The value of the world is not greater than the value of the divine within you. So go into the place within the temple in the stillness, put your head down. And again, I'm being shown an image of literally taking, as if you could take your head and put your head aside, everything you think, feel, and believe that you've been taught, put it aside. He says, in that moment, when you have surrendered the world, you will hear the words of my Father. You will hear the words of my Father. When you surrender the world, you will hear the words of my Father. Wow, Amy, that's really nice message. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll restart this. Someone is saying on Facebook, I am currently ill with immense pains in my hands and feet. Any advice? Thank you. Okay, Facebook user, please, if you are sitting down in a chair or not sitting down, but get comfortable, get in a chair and do as we suggest. Please take your hands which are in pain and place them together. And likewise, let your feet touch, that your hands and your feet are touching. Bring them together. Allow yourself to feel the pain that is there. Do not deny it. Do not attack it. Allow yourself to feel the pain that is there. And to the words, to the pain, speak and think these words. I will not deny you. I will not ignore you. I will accept the healing that I am able to receive because I am open and receptive to love's words and inspirations. I'm open to love's words and inspirations. I'm also being told to tell you that you need to take your hands and join them to your feet. Put your hands to your feet, so the soles of your hands, the palms of your hands on the tops of your feet. And to the pain in your hands and feet, simply speak these words to them now when they're joined together. I am with you. I love you. I will not ignore you. I'm with you. I love you. I will not ignore you. Speak these words. And please share with us what you begin to experience in the sensation of the hands and feet. You'll notice almost immediate changes. The pain should start to switching to a very strong tingling sensation. And the tingling sensation will begin a change in the energy of your hands and feet. I'm told to also tell you that you have a potential to become a natural healer. You need to use the energy to heal, not to harm. So whatever you've been doing that's in contrary to harming and helping others, please turn away from that and offer your love and your healing to others. Offer your love and your healing to others. Do not keep it to yourself. It's one of the reasons why it's so painful. You're holding it all to yourself. You're trying to keep it all for yourself. Stop keeping it all to yourself. Well, thank you so much for that. Oh, you're welcome, Amy. Thank you so much. There we go. Now it's populating over here. Question from Lauren. Why did I have to go through a dark night of soul for 9 months? Starting to come out now? Yes, you are starting to come out. It wasn't about going through the dark night of the soul. It was about remembering that thou art love, that you are love. You are love. Do not focus upon the darkness when the light calls you. Do not focus upon the darkness when the light calls you. I like that. Thanks so much. Okay. Hi, Sonia's asking, can you please ask the spiritual guides for my family crisis? Are we going to survive? Your family needs to get together and join your hands together in gratitude. In gratitude. It may sound contradictory to you, but please understand the function of your gratitude will transcend the littleness of your humanity. That is the limitations you've been holding on to. But be in gratitude for what you are about to receive. Be in gratitude for what you are about to receive. Again, I don't know what you're about to receive, but I'm being told to give you those words. Be in gratitude. Your whole family, get together, join your hands. And all of you must simultaneously choose to join in gratitude for what you are about to receive. Do that together. It's very important. If you're not physically together, then at the very least, join on like a Zoom call or a live meeting where you're all together and you all focus on those words. We are grateful for what we are about to receive. And it must be really sincerely done. Wow. Thank you. It's a great question. Someone saying, is my family against me taking your course? I'm so excited. Why is my family against me taking your course? I'm so excited. The only answer I get for that is they're just not knowing or understanding what it's really about. Spiritual mediumship is not just about being some scary, mystical. It's literally about learning how to communicate to the divine, to God, to the ascended masters, to those who can give you a direction towards love and away from fear. At least that's my understanding of mediumship. Again, I'm just transmitting information. But again, anytime any one of you begins to make a change in your life, if you start to shift from fear to love, if you start to shift your model of living from fear to love, then those that are enjoined with you in your suffering will be threatened by your leaving it. because birds of, misery loves company, right? And if you start to move away from suffering to happiness, to joy, to fulfillment, they might get a little uncomfortable with that. And I've seen it many, many times. And oftentimes people just come around to it. They start to see that your life is improving, you're feeling better, you're enjoying and appreciating life more. And they often tend to realize and see the good in it. We've got many students whose families have gotten closer together and have found more love and joy. Again, it's unique to each and every situation, but for you specifically, they're just a little afraid. They do not understand what it is you're pursuing. And again, you are not alone in this dimension. Just because you see the physical world with your eyes doesn't mean there's not a lot more that you're not seeing, because there's many dimensions of information that you're able to see. But I wouldn't be too concerned about it, Amanda. Just hold love in your heart for them. Like really just, somebody's asking, I dreamed of Jesus 2 nights ago and he picked up my grandfather and blessed her, said everything will be okay. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Drusilla is saying that. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much. A question from Animo. My family is resistant to the messages of Jesus Christ shared through you and are waiting for him to appear in the sky to sound of the trumpets. Does he have a message to those who wait for this? He says, don't wait, because it is the kingdom of God is here and now. Celebrate its arrival in your own heart first. Celebrate the arrival of the kingdom of God in your own heart first. And then you can speak the words of heaven through that. Wow, I like that. That's really cool. It's okay. Mediumship is very different than what a lot of people understand it. Connecting to your guides, your angels. I mean, Archangel Gabriel, Ascended Master Jesus, Yogananda, many prophets and mystics have come through that have spoken of the word of God. Moses, Buddha. Think of all the ascended masters that have brought through profound wisdom and knowledge. And I'm not saying I'm able to do that, but mediumship offers you a doorway to connect to higher dimensional beings that know more and experience more. Just as there are lower vibrational beings, because that's been a great concern, is that you can get into connecting to lower vibrational entities, which you can if you're into drugs and alcohol and doing things that aren't good for your body. Then you can resonate with lower energy beings. And that's not what we teach. We teach you how to lift your consciousness up closer to love, away from fear. Anyway, you'll learn that by experiencing. Drusilla saying, I had an experience of the divine bliss for a couple of days about a year ago. All I want to do is get it back now. I know, isn't that amazing? That's where faith comes in, Drusilla, where you get that experience. And it's like, oh, I had that experience for 30 days. I was very blessed. And it's not about getting back to it. It's about you reached a waypoint. Now keep going forward in faith that what is to come is greater still. What is to come is greater still. What is to come is greater still. Would you, if you knew that, would you keep on the journey, wouldn't you? Yeah, because it's greater still. That 30 days I spent almost 30 years ago, what's going to come into my life is greater still. And I know that. So I keep going forward in that knowledge. Go forward, keep going, where greater experience awaits you, right? Greater experience awaits you. What does my spirit guide have to say about my health? I'm getting water. They're saying something about you need to be more sacred with the water. That's the words I'm getting. You need to be more sacred with your water. What do you mean by more sacred with the water? Make sure it is of the earth, and it is clean and pure. Let yourself bless it. Request that God's love bless your water. Request that God's love bless your water. Request that God's love bless your water. Wow, that's pretty powerful. I like that. Someone's saying, "Dear William, could you see something about my guides or family? Thank you." Hello, Visage Pulley. I'm being told to tell you, be patient. It is going to be revealed to you. It is going to be revealed to you in your heart. It is going to be revealed to you. Yes. Someone saying, my physical and emotional health is struggling. Does Jesus hear my prayers? He says he hears your prayers, but you are not responding. He said there are acts and words and deeds that must be embraced. As I embrace them, you must embrace them also. The acts and words of love, the honor and respect of the gift of your flesh, honor and respect for the gift of your flesh. Can you be more specific about what you mean by honor and respect? To keep it clean and pure. To honor it as the home of God, not simply as something that you inhabit, but that and which for you are the caretaker. You are the caretaker of the temple of the living God. Take good care of it. Keep it well. Keep it clear, that he may come and pay you grace. Keep it well. Keep it pure, that he may come and give you grace. Wow. Yeah, you don't want to invite people into your house if it's a mess, do you? Keep your body clean, healthy. In our masterclass series, we focus on high vibrational eating. That is, eating foods, drinking water, grounding, certain things that you can do to raise the vibration of the quality of your body, the quality of your thinking mind, and the quality of your emotions. Right? When you raise them up, you make the body more pure. In a manner of speaking, literally. Any message with my MRI next week? I am amazingly calm and prepared. Hi, Karen. Yes. Again, there's no need to be calm or prepared if you understand that all is well. Look into your house. Look into your house. Look inward in your house. What have you in there? What do you need to change in there? Honor your body as the house of God. You must understand these words, that your body is designed to be a house of God. And if you are honoring and cherishing and respecting it, then what else would you experience but love, honor, and being cherished for your work, for your caring of the house? So there's nothing to prepare for but love. Be in love's grace now. Be in love's grace now, and you are already prepared for what is to come will be upon thee in that moment where love is in your heart and in your house. Let love be in your heart and in your house. So have no fear, but let love's be the grace in your body. I like that. Thank you so much. Question from Terry T. I will be having surgery this Wednesday. May you please ask the angels to protect me, I've done, and guide and speed my healing process. Yeah, Terry, also take a couple of, at least an hour, today and maybe an hour tomorrow, and bless God within the surgeons. Like, speak to the God within the surgeons. God, I ask you to guide the hands of these surgeons in your love, in your name. That statement, really get into that. Bless the hands of the surgeons. Let them be guided in your name. Literally, do that for the surgeons. Do that in preparation for this, so that you've already put in your request. Do it now. Don't wait until surgery. Do it right now. And the surgery will be not only a success, but your recovery will be remarkably quick. Very excited for you, Terry. Very excited. Yes, I see that. We got that. Can you tell me if you have a message from my guides, please? I think we got that one. Hello, Visage. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I know waiting. Remember, if you are waiting and anticipating is different than waiting in faith. There's a big difference between waiting in faith and waiting in the present moment. And you don't have to be too concerned about that. Sorry, that phone will stop ringing in just a moment. Can you tell me if you have a message from my guides, please? Yeah, nobody likes to wait, do they? You're gonna have to wait. I'm with the right person when it comes to, am I with the right person when it comes to my relationship? Angel on your side is asking, am I with the right person when it comes to my relationship? Well, if you're with somebody, they're put in your life for a reason. Whether they're the right person or the wrong person, I don't know if that's really up to you. I mean, you can decide if a person is good or not so good for you. You get to decide that. But a lot of people ask for things and they'll get them and then they'll complain about them afterwards. Oh, they're too short, they're too tall. They complain afterwards about the gift they received. Like, pray and pray. I want this person in my life. Please send me a person in my life. And that person comes in to your life and suddenly you find yourself finding fault with them, complaining. Maybe they don't pick up after themselves. Maybe they're not as clean as you thought. Maybe they're, it's different for every person. But the statement, cleanliness is next to godliness. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I'm being told to tell you that. Let's see here. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Question from Blaine Oliver. Our 2-year-old son seems to be going through an unusually difficult time. Is there something his higher self needs us to focus on? Blaine, this is a great question. A lot of people don't know this. Medical doctors and psychiatrists and psychologists call this the terrible twos. It's not the terrible twos. There is the individual that came into the body and the personality you've been helping it to build, okay? Because when we all came into a physical body, we came in pure and clean, no caffeine, right? We all came into our bodies with no personality, just our being, awareness, being aware. And then the environment starts to give us a personality through our 5 physical senses. And right now your son is going through a process of trying to reconcile the difference between what he is as a spiritual entity and the difference energetically and vibrationally between his personality. So he's trying to find resolution. You need to teach your son to sit and breathe. And you must demonstrate it. Now, don't force him, but sit before him. Place your hand on your heart. Sit before and demonstrate breathing slowly and deeply and move into what you call your state of love or grace. Move into that. When you move into that state, he will see and feel that energy from you, because a state of love and grace is natural to all of us. Why so many people seek relationships or seeking pleasure, because they're trying to get back to that ultimate feeling of bliss, of goodness. But it doesn't come through the physical body. It comes through connecting inwardly to the source within you. But sit within and demonstrate that place of grace within yourself. Stay in it. Be present with him. Do it in front of him so he feels that from you. He'll follow suit pretty quickly, because then he'll know how to move out of conflict. He won't be trying to reconcile the personality. He'll be remembering who he is. And then you want to remind him. You can think to him, because children do not understand language between the ages of 0 and 5. They understand images. So communicate to him the understanding that his natural state is peace, is a picture. Calm waters, stillness, joy, bliss. Communicate in images to younger children. They understand images more than they understand language. Language comes, around age 4, 5, 6, 7, where they begin to comprehend language. But from that point of birth to the point of like 5 or 6, images are what children respond to most. But you need to really sit down. He's having a difficult time reconciling between his mind, personality that you've created for him, and what he is. Teach him how to be what he is. The personality can be easily controlled and manipulated from being what you are. So bring him back by demonstrating your place of peace so that he may feel that that is the right place to go. Because he doesn't know. He thinks that personality is where he's got to refer to himself from. No. Be in that state of love and grace before him. Be in that state around him so that he remembers that he can always be. That's who he truly is. He's not the personality none of us are. Right? Very important. Very, very important. Thank you, Blaine. Great question. Pure Divine is asking, today is my daughter's college graduation. Any message from Jesus or her guides as she moves forward in this next journey of her life? I'm being told to tell her to remember to ask for guidance, to remember to ask in her own heart for guidance. It is one thing to ask on the behalf of another. It is something else to encourage the other to ask for guidance on behalf of themselves. This will prove very beneficial for her. Ask her to ask within for the guidance she needs in her next step of the journey. The answer will be very forthcoming for her, I'm told. It'll be very forthcoming for her. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Facebook user. Question from Tanya. Will Jesus speak on when will the world show more light than dark? So sad so many people are suffering and angry. Yeah, but understand that which is made false is being presented to everybody. It's really become obvious. He says it's already done. He says it's already done, and what you're going to be bearing witness to in the next 6 or so months is a lot of the darkness literally falling flat on his face. It's going to collapse. You watch the next 6 months, socially, geologically, politically, there's going to be a lot of changes in the next 6 months. He says it's already established. What is in heaven has already been established on earth. Humans are just a little slow catching up to it. Thank you, Tanya. Yeah. I've been somebody says I've been experiencing extremely low frequency, the hum, for years. Any suggestions, please? Yes, that is a manufactured hum. Some of that is a manufactured hum. There are these other energies called the Ascension energies. That hum, there is an actual God frequency that your ears can actually hear. You can actually hear the God frequency, where it's like the word in Eastern mysticism, it's the sound Om, right? The sound Om. And it's a low, deep, resonant tone that has a connecting matrix to every single fiber of your body and every molecule of being. Those are the words I'm being given to give you. So what you really want to do is you want to sit in that energy. You want to sit in that energy and be grateful. Be grateful and watch what happens. Sit in that energy, that low hum energy, and just be grateful for it. A lot of people, they give it names like tinnitus and things like that. These are higher frequencies that your body, everyone's body, is now beginning to pick up because our consciousness is evolving, right? It's evolving up. It's not devolving. It's evolving up. Low, deep hum. Yeah, I like that. That's cute. Oh, Drusilla, thank you so much for that. Let everyone know that the movie about the Tim Ballard Sound of Freedom is being released on July 4th. So thank you for that super chat, Drusilla. She wants me to let everybody know that the movie about Tim Ballard, Sound of Freedom, is being released on July the 4th. So if you want to get some views on what freedom is, I don't know about that movie, but I'm going to share that information with you. You might want to explore that. Thank you, Drusilla. Question from Bazia. What more can I do to free my husband from the dark spirits? Does Jesus think I should continue to pray? You can actually talk directly to the dark spirits around your husband, and you can banish them. You can literally banish them with love and grace. Don't banish them, don't attack them, You banish them with love and grace. So I release you from this person with God's love and grace. I release you from this person with God's love and grace. Like, you can do that. You can request that. I released these dark spirits from this person with God's love and grace. And repeat that. Don't just repeat the words, but repeat and feel the energy of the words. I release these spirits from this one with God's love and grace, and really feel the energy of the words and project that energy to those beings, right? I release these dark spirits with God's love and grace. You can't release them with anger or rage. They have to be released with love and grace. Yes, that'll be a very powerful experience for you, Bazia, if you do that. You're going to watch a very interesting change in your husband. It's going to be very exciting for you. Someone's asking, so grandmother, a message from my grandmother, Grandma Betty. I don't know. She's just showing me some shawl. She's saying there's something to wrap around you, something of hers that you need to wrap around you. She says she's left the imprint of my love for you in this. It's like a shawl. It's got roses or something on it, like a knitted blanket, but it's something that you can actually wrap around your shoulders and feel. Yes. And you can feel the essence of the love that she has for you coming through that. Right? I like that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thanks to your grandmother for sharing that. Lauren saying, that's what I tell my spouse. You asked for me, got me, and then complain. Yeah, learning love is a very powerful thing, isn't it? Question from Brown Eagled Woman. Today is a big payday, a big day for my family. May I get a message from my spirit guide? It's funny, the word payday came through for that. And today is a big payday for my family. That's how I was reading it. That's how it came. May I get a message from my spirit guides to help me get through it, please? Yeah, don't underestimate what it looks like on the surface. Don't underestimate what it looks like on the surface. I'm being told to tell you that. Don't underestimate what it looks like. Again, the words a big payday is what came. I don't know what that means or what it's connected to, what that payday is, if it's monetary. I don't know. That's what came. Today is a big payday for your family. Cool. I like that. Good morning. Hi, Sarah. Someone says, I would love to help people around the world, but I'm struggling with depression for 5 years. What can I do? What you can do, get enrolled in our Masterclass series, which begins June the 24th. It's a War 101 Masterclass on awakening. Go join that program. Sign up with it. Get involved today. If you want to transform your depression, you want to overcome the energy, transform it from depression into expression. Our Masterclasses are channeled by the Ascended Masters, and these are amazing works that help people to transform their lives. We've got students on YouTube and on Facebook and on TikTok right now that have experienced the program. You did not come to this world to suffer. You came here to learn to create in harmony with the divine. And remember, your depression is often an attachment to the past that you have not learned to liberate from your body. I'm going to repeat that again because this is what I've been taught. Depression is often memories stuck in your body from the past that you have not learned how to release. You have not learned how to release those old emotions from the body. And you can learn to do that. You don't have to carry them around anymore. You're not here to suffer. You're a beautiful divine entity. All of you are. I don't know why somebody's saying, does my cousin Dwayne have anything to say to me? All I'm getting is the sound of a loud engine revving. Like he's just revving this engine. Like I don't know why, but that he says you'll understand that. You'll understand that. A loud revving engine, very loud revving, like you see those cars in the drag strips, like that, very loud revving engine. That's what he wants to communicate to you. He says you'll understand that. That's really cool. Please let us know. Let me know what that means. I'd like to know. Why? Because I don't often have somebody give me the sound of a revving engine like that. Will my son-in-law ever heal from his past trauma? Hi, Gloria. Thank you for that question. And past trauma, I've experienced past trauma, so I understand it very well from my own personal experience. And we have lots of people who've crossed our paths and have had lots of past trauma. Yes, your son can heal from his past trauma if he learns two things. One, where he is holding the trauma in his body and how to release the emotion from the body. Because you can release old emotions from the body and still have memory of experience. I have all the memories of the abuse I went through. I don't have any bad feelings around them. I don't get depressed. I don't get anxious when I think about them. I don't get depressed or anxious when I hear stories of people being abused, or I don't have any triggers around that because I've released the old emotions stored in my body from it. Your son needs to learn how to find out where he's stored those emotions in the body, how to release them. And then his energy will change almost immediately. Especially younger people are very amenable to changing energy very rapidly if they have the right guidance and process of how to pinpoint where they put an emotion in their body, because we all store emotion in our body. But your son, yes, he will heal from it. He just has to learn how to release the emotion from the body because he's holding onto it as a memory, right? Somebody said, could I please repeat what I just said about we're not here to suffer? Oh, yes, certainly. They tell me this all the time. Humans did not come into this world to suffer. We came into this world to create, to work in God's creation harmoniously through a function and practice of love, to experience God's love and to avoid the suffering that fear causes. But we came here to create, not to suffer. That's why we're made in the image. Someone saying the engine sound is from my uncle's motorcycle as he would fix them. Also, he passed away from an ATV accident. Well, then he went in his love. But again, that's the first time I've been given the sound of the revving engine. That's wonderful. I'm so happy that he delivered that message. Someone saying, I'm so handsome. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very kindly. Appreciate that. Someone saying, a question from Tanya, asking for a friend, Stephanie. She's going through so much and it's causing her anger. She's blaming her mom who passed, not leaving money. Other things coming at her all at once. Any message for her? Yes, teach her to be in the present moment, Tanya. Like, teach her how to let go of the past, let go of the fear of the future, because she's going between anger and anxiety and depression. She's going between those three right now. I can tell you that right now, from anger to depression to anxiety. And she's cycling back and forth between those three. And she needs to get out of the cycle of emotion and into the cycle of creation. And learning how to differentiate between who and what you are as a soul and what your mind and body is as an instrument that you use in the process of creation will be very beneficial. She needs to learn how to be in the present moment again so that she can get clarity of mind and begin to start to receive guidance and inspiration from her guides and angels, right? There are beings that will give you guidance. There are beings that will give you guidance if you learn to become open to that information on a higher level. But from anger, fear, and depression, it's very hard to get good, sound guidance and advice. But if you can release the anger, release the depression, release the anxiety, and be in the present moment, you can start to feel the hand of love guide you. Really, literally, it's that simple. But thank you for that. Someone saying, good morning. My blood test, suspicion of blood clots from my rib pains. Also woke up with my flared up fibromyalgia. We'll have a CT scan for ribs. Any message from my love, James? Sarita, good to hear from you. And I am sending you much love. And I'm asking Master Jesus and Archangel Raphael to bestow the energy of healing on you if you're open and receptive. You have to be open and receptive to receiving it for it to work. It's like somebody offers you a gift and you refuse it. But if you are open and receptive to healing right now, all the blood clots, all these things in your body are representative of old emotions that you still hold. You're still carrying the pain of your suffering in your body. It's time to release that. Let go of your suffering. If you're going to do anything towards the pain and the suffering in your body, offer it love. Like, turn to the pain in your body and say, I am with you. I love you. I will not abandon you, because your body can only communicate to you on its level. And your body's telling you it's in pain and it's suffering and needs something from you. Give your body love. Every part of the body that's in pain, give it love and watch what happens. It's pretty amazing what happens when you start to give love to that. You know, it's talked about in the Bible where it says, love those who disrespectfully treat you, right? Which is, if there's a pain in your body, you don't attack it. It's a body in pain, so you give it love. The child is upset. You don't get angry at the child for being upset. You give it love. Give it guidance. Give it acceptance. Stop attacking yourself. Stop attacking your fibromyalgia. Start extending love to it. I know it's a foreign concept for some people. Yeah, I love the part of you that's suffering, right? Someone's asking, will I marry Benno? I'm getting a yes and a no for that. The yes is the desire you have for it, and the no is his reluctance. If he's willing to surrender his reluctance, then that will become a complete yes. Yeah. Someone's asking, how can you change your mindset when fear and worry take over your mind? You need to learn how to surrender old emotions, because fear and worry are about the future, just as depression is about the past. And you need to train your mind and body how to release old emotions from them. It's a very simple mechanical process, but the simplest way for you right now is to then literally, when you feel afraid or anxious, sit your body down in a chair or on a comfortable surface, or go outside on the ground and sit on the ground and breathe slowly and deeply, and give your body permission to release the anxiety as you exhale. When you exhale, release the anxiety, release the fear, and just keep gently and slowly breathing. Each time you exhale, give the body permission to release more and more anxiety, more and more depression, more and more fear. You can give your body permission to release that. And as you do, you'll start to feel the muscle tensions leave. And then the mind, where the thinking part, where all the thoughts are worried about this and worried about that, then when that's going on, you just simply go, be still. It's okay. You can be still, be in this moment. Use your breath. Use your breath. Again, all of this is taught in our masterclass series. You can join up June 24th. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and register for that course today, because you did not come here to suffer. You came here to be free. You came here to create, right? Suffering is not your natural state. Okay, I think we're done there, and we're just going to try one more question over here. Oh, you're welcome. Wei Chen is asking, should I break off contact with the friend who has an addiction? Yes, this will actually help them to come to an understanding of the value of the friendship, but they must be making the choice to surrender it. You can't make that choice for them. Anything you say or do will be futile unless they're willing to surrender their own suffering, right? Their addiction is because they don't want to deal with that deep hurt they had. And I'll tell you that they were hurt very deeply, and they've never dealt with it. In fact, they've never spoken to very many people about that pain, and they hold on to it. And so their addiction is to sublimate the emotions into an unconscious state, so they don't have to feel those emotions. But now their body's suffering, their world is suffering, and the people around them that love them are suffering because they don't know how to deal with those emotions, right? All behaviors based in emotions. Every behavior in the human kingdom is either an expression of love or an expression of fear. There are no others. There's only love and there's only fear. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming today. Great questions. Thank you for your support. If you're new to the channel, remember to like, subscribe, share. If you're on my TikTok channel, you can go over to my YouTube channel. There's over 800 channel videos. Again, I want to thank the presence of Master Jesus today. I want to thank the presence of Archangel Raphael today. I want to thank the presence of the other beings that came through and offered you guys the information that you requested. And I want to say much love to all of you. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I hope you come and join us on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we do our Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Much love, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye for now.